Dear football fans, welcome to Match Focus, where we dive deep into the most thrilling football matches with detailed analysis and rich emotions. Today, let's break down the epic clash between Newcastle United and Manchester United that took place on April 13, 2025, at St James's Park. The match between Newcastle United and Manchester United on April 13, 2025, at St James's Park delivered a sensational performance for football enthusiasts, especially the home crowd. As part of round 32 in the Premier League, this showdown was more than just a battle between two historic clubs. It was a crucial moment in the race for European qualification and Manchester United's attempt to recover from a deep crisis. Newcastle seized the opportunity to assert their strength and ambition with a dominant 4-1 victory. From the moment the whistle blew, the atmosphere at St James's Park was electric. Tens of thousands of Newcastle supporters filled the stands, creating a sea of black and white. The pressure from the crowd energized the team, guided by assistant coach Jason Tindall, who stood in for Eddie Howe due to illness. Newcastle started with high intensity, applying relentless high pressing and forcing Manchester United onto the back foot right from the start. Manchester United, under the direction of coach Ruben Amorim, took a cautious approach. They focused on counter-attacking, setting up in a 4-2-3-1 formation with Garnacho and Bruno Fernandes as the main attacking threats. However, the visitors' midfield quickly lost control due to the tireless work of Bnares and Tonali. In the 24th minute, Newcastle's pressure finally paid off with a stunning opening goal. After a slick sequence on the right flank, Kieran Trippier delivered the ball into the centre for Alexander Isak. The Swedish forward cleverly dragged defenders out of position before laying it off for Sandro Tonali, who made a late run from midfield. Without needing to adjust, Tonali struck a precise diagonal shot that left goalkeeper Bnares rooted to the spot. 1-0 for Newcastle, and the stadium erupted. This goal not only gave Newcastle the lead but also highlighted their dominance. Still, the visitors showed resilience and equalized just over 10 minutes later. In the 37th minute, during one of their rare counters, Diogo Dalot surged down the right wing, dribbled past two defenders, and squared the ball to Alejandro Garnacho. The young Argentine took one touch and fired a low, sharp shot with his left foot, beating Nick Pope. 1-1, and Manchester United surprisingly pulled the match back to level terms. The first half ended 1-1. With Newcastle having the upper hand in possession and intent, but Manchester United showed they could be dangerous in transition. However, the Red Devils' downfall began in the second half. Just 4 minutes into the second half, Newcastle struck again. In the 49th minute, Jacob Murphy drove down the right and delivered a low cross into the 6-yard box. Harvey Barnes positioned himself perfectly to tap in past Bnares. Manchester United's defensive lapse was costly, and Newcastle reclaimed the lead, 2-1. Things went from bad to worse for the visitors. In the 64th minute, as United tried to build from the back, Mazraoui carelessly lost the ball to Barnes. The Newcastle winger seized the moment, drove into the box, and unleashed a powerful shot that left Bnares helpless. The score was now 3-1, and United's morale was visibly shattered. The nightmare continued. In the 77th minute, Bnares, making his Premier League debut, misplaced a pass straight to Joelinton just outside the box. The Brazilian calmly squared it to Bruno Guimaraes, who hammered the ball into the net, sealing a comprehensive 4-1 victory. A string of individual mistakes had completely undone Manchester United. Beyond the goals, the match featured several heated fouls, particularly from Manchester United. In their attempts to stop Newcastle's quick transitions, both Ugarte and Euro received yellow cards for harsh challenges. In the 58th minute, Ugarte made a studs-up tackle on Tonali, who stayed down for a while but thankfully was able to continue. Euro narrowly avoided a red card after dragging down Isak in a potential goal-scoring situation in the 70th minute. Although no red cards were issued, the match was intense and emotionally charged. Referee Chris Kavanagh had to intervene multiple times to cool tempers but managed the game fairly and professionally. The post-match emotions couldn't have been more contrasting. For Newcastle, it was pure joy. Players and coaching staff celebrated as if they had secured Champions League qualification. The St. James's Park stands echoed with songs of triumph. A testament to the bond between the team and their fans. On the other hand, Manchester United left the pitch in dismay. Players like Bruno Fernandes and Garnacho showed visible frustration, while coach Ruben Amorim walked into the tunnel with a heavy heart. This match could mark a turning point, potentially triggering major decisions from the club's management in the final stretch of the season. The loss dropped Manchester United to 14th place in the standings, while Newcastle surged ahead, closing in on the top four. With their current form, the Magpies are well within reach of a Champions League spot, and if they maintain this momentum, they truly deserve it. It was a match filled with every possible emotion, excitement, anger, regret, and ultimately, satisfaction. Newcastle 4-1 Manchester United was more than a scoreline. It was a statement of transformation from a team rewriting its story with determination and passion. Meanwhile, the Red Devils remain lost in a crisis with no end in sight.